Welcome to the Truth About Alcohol podcast. I am your host, Davy. And this is a podcast for people who know something about their drinking doesn't quite add up. And they want to understand why stopping can feel so much harder than it should. No labels, no judgment, just honest conversations about alcohol and change. Now, there's a moment at the end of the day that everybody knows, everybody's experienced, right? It's when your work day finishes. And the tension just drops, your shoulders drop, right? And there's something inside of you that screams, I need something. Not because you're weak, not because you've failed, but because your body has learned that relief must come from somewhere else. It must come from somewhere outside of you, right? And for decades, culturally, we've been taught exactly where that relief should come from. A drink on the way home, or a drink as soon as you get into the house, a drink to draw the line between who you were all day and who you're about to be at home. And that's what we're going to talk about today, that sense of relief that you're chasing after a long day and why it's not what you think it is, okay? So let's get one thing right straight out of the gate, and that is this. Rituals matter, okay? They really matter. Humans have always had rituals to mark transitions, right? Day to night, work to rest, effort to recovery has been going on since, a long time, right? The problem isn't ritual. The problem is unexamined ritual. Somewhere along the line, alcohol became the default transition ritual for a lot of us, right? The socially approved off switch, the thing that says, you can stop now. And if you zoom out, it really makes a lot of sense, right? Because for a lot of people, work isn't fulfilling. It's not inspiring. It's not in line with who they are. The only reason that a lot of people go to work is because they need to make money. So if you ask most people, what would you do if you won the lottery? They wouldn't say, nothing would change. Most of them would say, well, the first thing I'd do is quit my job. And this is because your job, it often takes between 8 and 12 hours a day. That is more time in your life than anything else, because I doubt a lot of you are getting 8 to 12 hours of sleep, which is your next biggest chunk, right? So if your working hours feels like endurance rather than an expression of who you are, then of course a part of your psyche every single day when work ends is going to be saying, I need relief. That's not self. That is a protector. A well-meaning one, right? A well-meaning protector. They all are well-meaning. These protectors are parts of you that are trying to keep you safe, right? And in this case, this protector is trying to take the edge off, right? It's trying to keep you safe. And the danger comes when that protector has only learned one tool. It only has one way of dealing with things, which is reaching for alcohol. In his book, Working, Studs Terkel described how many people don't just get tired from work, they're slowly giving pieces of themselves away Monday to Friday just to get through. And if that's your reality, the urge for relief isn't the problem, it's the signal, okay? Now here's where a lot of people get stuck. They choose to remove the drink, and that's a good thing, but they don't change anything else about their life. And I saw this play out recently with someone very close to me. They'd just done the most incredible thing, right? They'd stopped drinking. It was amazing. And I just checked in with them. And I always worry when I check in with someone who's just stopped drinking, just in case they've started drinking again. But I did it anyway. I braved it. I was vulnerable. And I was like, hey, how's it going? And she said, it's boring. It's boring. Now, here's the uncomfortable truth that I didn't say to this person who I love dearly. Life didn't suddenly become boring because we stopped drinking. It's quite obvious to me that life was already boring. Alcohol was just masking it. And if you don't replace the ritual, if you don't redesign the transition, if you don't give yourself something that actually restores you, your nervous system will keep asking for relief. And this is where integrity comes in, right? Integrity is really important because a ritual isn't good or bad because of what it looks like. It's good or bad based on whether it aligns with your integrity. And the integrity is, in this case, the way that you say you want to live your life. So a drink might feel like relief in the moment, but does it actually help you recover? Does it help you show up as a person you want to be at home? Does it support your values, your energy, your future? And if the answer is no, the solution, it isn't willpower, right? It's not willpower. It is replacement. You need a more conscious ritual, a different ritual. Maybe that's just a pause in the car before you go to the bottle shop, or a pause in the car before you walk into the house or the pub, a breath before you open the door, a deliberate transition that tells your body you're safe now. And that's why protocols work. It's not because they're clever, but because they give your nervous system what it's actually asking for, which is safety, completion, and reward without borrowing for tomorrow. Now, if this is landing, I just want you to pause for a second, right? Just get out of your head a sec, into your body, and notice where your relief seeking shows up. Not the drink itself, but the moment before you choose to drink, that quiet internal voice that says, I need something, because that is the moment when everything changes. The sense of relief you're chasing, it isn't about alcohol. It's about reward. A reward for the effort you put in for the day. A reward for the endurance that you showed during the day. A reward for surviving a day that didn't even fit in to how you visualize your life should be. And you don't need to shame that need. You need to listen to it, lead it. Living a self-led life doesn't mean denying yourself relief. We don't want to do that, but it means choosing a form of relief that doesn't allow you to step out of integrity. So today, just notice the moment. The exact second relief enters the conversation. And instead of reacting, just ask yourself one honest question. What would actually restore me here? That question, asked from self, is where your real reward begins. Okay? So reflect on that today. That's all I have time for. Much love, strive on, and until the next one.